Good evening everyone and welcome along to TTML Division 4. We are here tonight for round 9 of the championship of Season 3 and we are here for the Mexican Grand Prix around the Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez. My name is James Hay, going to be taking you through the stream as always, and joining me in the commentary box is somebody other than Paco Suarez as a co-commentator. Good evening, Mr. Conti.
Thank you, good evening James. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing really well, how are you?
Yeah, really excited for tonight. I mean, I've been racing a lot of the guys who were racing tonight, so yeah, excited to see what's panning out on track tonight.
Yeah, first-hand experience, I think, of racing with these guys, currently in Division 4. Obviously, you have retired because of the, let's just say, the incidents that you've been involved in on track, which is a shame, but hopefully you'll be back next season, of course, out on track. But it's a pleasure to have you alongside me in the commentary box. If you're wondering where Paco Suarez normally is, well, he's gone AWOL, basically. He's been ill all week, and he's lost his voice. So, unfortunately, Conti has stepped up to the plate and he's going to take Paco's place here tonight. Running into the driver's standings already, Magnus on 145 points, leading the way from his teammate Atlas Coppo in second on 144. And these two, honestly, have just personified consistency so far in Division 4. Magnus, obviously taking pretty much every single pole position this season. He's only on 145 points. Atlas Coppo's been more consistent in the race, and that's why I think we've got a battle as close as it is.
Yeah, it is. Magnussen, yeah, definitely the fastest of the two. But as you said, Atlas Coppo really not always the fastest, but he finishes every race. He just makes smart decisions all over the place. So yeah, doing good, and that's why he picked up as many points as he has. And yeah, really excited to see which Ferrari is going to take the championship this season.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Of course, constructors as well could be up for grabs for Ferrari. They only have to outscore Racing Point, I think, tonight to really wrap it up out on track. And speaking of Racing Point, Khan in third on 103 points. Saigate in fourth on 98, with Jippy Storm in fifth on 91. Damon in sixth on 88, with Ryan, last week's race winner in Singapore, on 86 and seventh. Storm in eighth on 82, and then a tie for ninth between Frey Pepper, Traxi and Zam, all on 70 points. Running down the second half of the grid, Maximus in 12th on 66, Luke Ix 13th on 56, Neymar 14th on 53, Black Phoenix in 15th on 50, Greywitch in 16th on 41, Tekken in 17th on 33, Way, well there's a Way in 18th on 26, Florian in 19th on 25, and Barcelona in 20th on 24. Ferrari, of course, leading the constructors by just 140 points coming into tonight. Racing Point in second, but that battle actually for second actually in the constructors. Racing Point, Haas and AlphaTauri separated by 24 points coming into tonight. If Ferrari outscore Racing Point here tonight, they basically wrap up the constructors. But Racing Point, Haas and AlphaTauri could be quite an interesting battle to focus on for second.
Yeah, it definitely is, and not too bad of the drivers as well. I mean, AlphaTauri with Saigate, who, well, isn't one of the fastest guys, but yeah, he's always there and he's there every race. So yeah, some good drivers in those teams, and one little slip up can cost you one or two places in constructors at this moment, and not only in constructors, was in the drivers' championship as well.
Yeah, definitely, and obviously Magnus and Atlas Coppo have just been so consistent, I think, this season for Ferrari. Running down the rest of the constructors as well, Racing Point second on 159 points, Haas in third, 152, AlphaTauri fourth on 135, and then we've got Mercedes fifth on 118, Renault sixth on 111, Alfa Romeo seventh on 103, Red Bull eighth on 102, Williams in 9th on 88 and McLaren in 10th on 63 points. Mercedes all the way down to Red Bull is separated by 16 points, but then Williams on 88 points and 9th are not entirely out of it either, as it looks like we're about to begin.
Great. Let's start this up. Mexico, great track, difficult track, I must say. So yeah, let's see what these guys are going to do tonight.
Thank goodness we're not racing out on track, because this track for me is absolute hell. honestly, it is the worst track you could possibly drive as a driver at the Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez. Of course, Formula E also run around here as well in the Mexican Grand Prix. Hopefully, going to be a really good race out on track. This is where we normally cut in to the track introduction. No Tom here tonight for Division 4, sadly, but Mexico, of course, 4.3 kilometers and then 3.6 miles to you and me, 36 laps, 3 DRS zones, 1 down the start-finish straight, 1 down towards turn 4, and 1 down in towards turn 12 into the stadium section out on track. And this track, honestly, has got a lot of overtaking opportunities, but also a lot of pinch points on the circuit as well, especially turn 6.
Yeah, it does. And another thing to look out for, not only in qualifying, but in the race as well. In qualifying invalidations, but in the race penalties, because it's really easy to pick up penalties. And as you said, it's not one of my favorite tracks as well, although Max Verstappen is doing relatively good around this track, and he's Dutch, but I'm definitely not. And it's a weird track, because the first section is just a long straight and a couple of 90 degrees corners, and then you got section 2 with the sweeping S's, and third section something completely different as well. So it's kind of a weird track to drive.
It is a weird track to drive, but at least we got blue skies and sunshine, like we did last night, of course, in Division 2, when myself and Ivan Mike covered the action. Of course, Daniel Hogard's internet giving way last night, so I was on standby throughout last night, and that's why I've been literally, well, on this channel since, well, beginning of the week, to be honest. First car's now coming out on track, and it looks like Neymar, I think, is the first man to join out on track. Yeah, just coming across there on the pit lane entry, which is quite very strange, running down into the pit lane. In fact, when Neymar was first out, he's doing a little bit of weaving, but he's got to be careful because that has him behind of Ryan, last week's race winner, in second position, and he'd be hoping to try and get a lot of track. And actually, there's quite a few cars out on track very early, all on a set of softs, I believe.
Yeah, everybody just trying to get some time on stream, I think, because normally every division, the first one out of the pits is the first one with a hot lap on board. So I think it's just a battle for broadcast time.
It is a battle for broadcast time, and Neymar, yeah, he has been really consistent, I think, the last couple of weeks, Neymar. We raced, I'm sure we've raced against him in a few battles this season. Just how has he improved as a driver? Because I feel, certainly from my perspective, Neymar has been listening to what I've been saying each week, and he's improved week upon week, which is really good.
Yeah, it is. Last season he got a lot of pointers from the champion, Faxland. Both are the same country, so easy to communicate. But this season, I think his driving is a little bit less aggressive than he did at the start of the season. And it really pans out because you got less and less incidents because of that, and just finishing up higher because he isn't involved in incidents.
Yeah, which is really good to see, and that's what we expect of all of our drivers, of course, here in TTML Division 4. On board with a lap then of Neymar, as he now comes through turn 1, then through turn 2, and then through turn 3, which normally you invalidate on the outside. He's actually really done that very nicely, as he now runs up towards turn 4 and towards the end of the first sector. No task to rely on tonight, 27.8 through the first sector for Neymar out on tracks. He locks up coming through turn 4 and then through turn 5, and then we'll see this double right-hander, which is only counted as one corner on the official map, through turn 6, and then into the flying S section, trading blows like Mike Tyson through here. So now comes through 7, 8, then 9, count them up as we go along, then through 10, and then through 11. He just down to 6th gear halfway through the S section there, and now up into 7th. It's a 55 flat through the middle sector from Neymar, and it's actually looking quite consistent. Coming through turn 12, and then up towards the baseball stadium section at turn 13, then through 14 and 15, and then in towards Peraltada corner at 16, and that's pretty much a lap of the Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez already, as now Neymar comes across the line, and to 113.9 to start off the night. That's not a bad lap at all, as I think Ryan invalidated.
Yeah, it's a really good blanker, and it looked like he was taking it easy as well, but this just shows what he's doing the last couple of races as well. Neymar's one lap speed, qualifying speed, there's nothing wrong with it. It's a fast driver, so yeah, 39 as a banker is an incredible time.
39 in 113.9, yeah, definitely is very good indeed. We're on board then with Magnus coming through the S section, flies through as that is Frey Pepper going up into fourth on a set of mediums, interestingly, but Magnus is already 4/10 ahead of Neymar's middle sector coming through as he now comes through into the stadium section through 13, then through 14, out of 15, and that's not looking quite consistent through there, but now through 16 at Peraltada, and towards turn 17, you know where this one's going to go, onto the top of the standings to 113.5, and he's only 4/10 of a second already ahead of Neymar. But honestly, I think the final sector, he could probably find another 2 or 3 tenths, I would say, through there.
Yeah, if he can get those corners right, because it was looking a little bit, not dodgy, that's not a good word, but a little bit unstable. He probably will increase on his time. And let's not forget, at the end of qualifying session, the track will improve so much. Sometimes it's just unbelievable how much time you can find in your last stint in qualifying.
Yeah, I believe mediums to softs around here, something like 1.2, 1.3 seconds from switching on to a set of mediums to a set of softs as Maximus, oh my goodness me, recovers nearly into the wall, and now that's right to play damage, I think, for Maximus. The bollard has gone flying as well. Frey Pepper just got out the way to the left-hand side, but he just got caught in a complete squirrel motion coming through turn 12 and 13, and sadly for Maximus, he's going to be back into the pit lane on his lap, as he has got that right side end plate damage, as you can see, as Joro, I think, went 5th, Luke Ix, sorry, went 6th with a 115.2.
Yeah, definitely more time to find there. And I must say, Frey Pepper on medium tires, his time isn't bad as well. A 15.2 on the mediums is actually pretty fast. Very fast, and look at the man ahead of him. Only 2 thousandths ahead is Luke Ajax as well, so that is even more impressive, I think, from the Belgian, who of course has joined NSR, which is Nordic. Give me a pointer, please. I don't know. Norwegian.
Norwegian sim racing, is it?
I believe so. I'm not completely sure. We must ask the co-commentator of Division 5. He probably knows.
I think it's Norwegian sim racing. I don't know though. Don't trust me on a postcard with that one. Jibby Storm's through the middle sector. I got a message actually from Jibby Storm. Sadly, he's going to be transferring over to PC at the end of this season, so will not be signing up for TTML next season, which is a shame. Dutchman now coming out the final corner, hoping to get a good lap in. He'll go and slot in just in behind. Oh, actually goes 4th. I was going to say he's going to slot in ahead of Joro, but a 114.3 from Jibby Storm. Not a bad lap there at all. Magnus out on top though. Nemo on second, Khan in third. 7 minutes through qualifying. Black Phoenix is invalidated. Ryan's on a lap though, coming through the final sector.
Yeah, I was on board with. I don't know if I'm allowed to say it on stream, his name. I just go with Hoopje.
I call him Hoop. I call him Hoop.
Yeah, Hoop. I'll say Hoopje then. He invalidated this lap as well. A lot of invalidations here on some guys. Black Phoenix as well. Some guys really struggling on getting a lap in, and it's really important to get an okay banker, because after that you can just push, and if you invalidate a lap then it's not that bad, but you really need to set a time here in quali.
Yeah, Sygate just coming across the line then to start up on a lap. He is 4th in the standings coming into tonight, the Dutchman on 80 odd points, and Sygate will be hoping for a really good result out on track. Mercedes coming out was Joel just behind him, as now Sygate runs down in towards turn 1. A 15-second run down in towards turn 1 just comes to show how long that pit straight actually is. Through turn 2 and then through turn 3, and we'll ride on board with him now, coming towards the end of the first sector. DRS, of course, is enabled. There's a car off in the middle sector. Is that Atlas Cope on an outlap, or is that Hoopier who is off through the middle sector? Somebody's off through the middle sector anyways.
I am not sure. It looks like it's a jibber.
Oh! It's Hoopier, and I think Khan's ran into the back of him. That's all I'll say there. Sygate is on the back. Yeah, Khan right in the middle of the track. I think Hoopier has rejoined on track very dangerously, and I think Khan is out the session. I saw that from the mini-map. I didn't need to go on board with that. We're right on board though still with Sygate's lap. There's actually Hoopier just spins in the background of shot, really overshooting those rear tyres. Sygate now coming through Peraltada at turn 16. Let's hope he can set a good lap. I think he's going to go maybe 3rd with this lap time. Comes across the line, and he actually just falls short with a 1:14.4. Frey Pepper is also out the session, and he's lost it coming through the S section, as I think Atlas Copo is just coming through that section now, and he's on the right-hand side. It's a heavy hit into the wall.
Oh, so two guys out of quali already, and Hoopje is all over the place. I mean, spun 2 times already, and standing still in dangerous places around the track, hindering other cars. Pick up your game, Hoopje.
Yeah, Luke IX is wanting to say, explain Hoopier's name to me. I already know the explanation, as Atlas Copa went 4th, by the way. Black Phoenix actually went 3rd as well and all of that, 1:14.268. Neymar, though, coming through the middle sector, as he now comes through into the middle sector split. Let's see what his middle sector's like. He's a 10th up, and he's 4 tenths off still of Magnus's middle sector. So he's actually improving on this lap time. I don't think he will improve on Magnus's lap time, though, as he runs wide, coming out of 14. Gets caught on the sausage curb. We saw Gary have a spin there, I think, in Division 2. Get caught on that inside curb, lose him the time for pole position. Neymar comes across the line, and in the end, he doesn't actually improve. And that curb, coming through turn 14, if you hit that curb, honestly, it throws the car off centre, and you really get done in with the qualifying lap. And he's basically just lost 2 tenths per second because of it.
Yeah, and that's just one curb. I mean, there's more, especially in the last sector there. It's really tricky. If you need to take some curbs. If you take too many, you unsettle the car, and the rear gets really loose, and either you lose a lot of time, or you lose your back end, and then you end up in the wall. So really need to be careful there.
Yeah, Luke X coming through the middle sector. It's getting farther cloudy now out on track. Softs are not going to be operating at their right temperature towards the end of the session, certainly, so any improvements might be limited. Luke Ix now coming through the final corner. He's hoping for a good lap and a good improvement. Comes across the line. He does improve, but he doesn't improve his position. 900 of a second improvement there from the man in 13th position. Clausen is invalidated. He's about to set up on another lap, and he's another one, actually. Oh, he's coming to the pit lane. He's another one, actually, that looks as if they've joined the Contest of Speed Esports team that's recently been set up.
I'm sorry, what for esports team?
Contest of Speed. It's a other league that's run, and I'm sure, because it was, I'm trying to think of his name, somebody in Division 2 last night had exactly the same name, E-Kos, and then Clausen. I think it was Falk, if I'm not mistaken.
Ah, yeah, well, always welcome. I mean, more people, the bigger the party, so please... Please get more esports teams involved. And yeah, I just got the NSR. It's Norwegian Scuderia Racing.
Oh, well, we're close. I had the S part wrong, but I got the racing part right at least. Ryan coming through the final sector split as he now comes through in towards the baseball stadium section at 10:13. These Mexican fans, of course, would be going mad in real life coming through here. Ryan now coming through the final corner. Of course, he won in Singapore last time around. Now comes across the line and he goes 7th, 1:14.4, improves by a tenth of a second. Williams coming across the line behind his way. Well, there's a will, there's a way, and he's up into 9th position.
Yeah, first lap in, so let's hope he can. Yeah, he's got enough time, almost 6 minutes. Get back in, get another lap going. As there's a yellow flag for a Ferrari, I believe.
Atlas Copo
giving Atlas Copo.
Yeah, Atlas Copo giving Magnus a little bit of a run down in towards turn 4. Atlas Copo going slow. Magnus still was a 10th down because of it, coming through the first sector. So might gain the time coming through the middle sector. He's a little bit squirrely coming out into the grass section, out of through 6, and then through 7 and 8, and then through 9. Frey Pepper, by the way, is racing with half a broken finger out on track, as Magnus has invalidated on track, and I don't think he was going to be improving anyways through that middle sector. Yeah, he was 700ths down regardless, but Frey Pepper, that might explain why he actually spun it out on track. He's got half a broken finger.
Yeah, I almost forgot, because he showed me a picture a couple days ago, and yeah, it didn't look that good. It was his pinky was a bit flattened and a bit blue, so yeah, I can understand it's hard racing with a pinky like that.
And if you are tuning in for casualty at this point, look away now, to be honest. Goodness me. Such a shame for Frey Pepper, obviously. 15.2, we've got on a set of medium. Sygate's just invalidated coming through the middle sector. I think he was up on his time when he invalidated as well, but now Sygate coming out through the middle sector, and he's 9/10 down, as Black Phoenix is on a lap coming through the middle sector.
Yeah, he's 2.5 tenths up his time, so looking really good. And if he can keep this up, he can maybe split the Ferrari and the McLaren of Neymar.
Maximus retiring into the pit lane as well. I think he was already in the pit lane when he retired. 4 minutes to go. Black Phoenix coming through the middle. Sefi's 2.5 tenths up nearly. Coming through there. The Lebanese man, who of course was on the podium a couple of weeks ago. Black Phoenix now coming through into the stadium section. Misses the curb though. Misses the apex completely. Jibby Storm is now retired. Coming into the pit lane. There's now Black Phoenix comes around the final corner. Another wonder they've retired in the pit lane. It's raining out on track.
I didn't see this one coming. Rain, yeah, that's basically qualifying done. Probably nobody would be improving on their times, and I wonder, is it gonna be a rainy race?
Could be interesting. Yeah, Alice Cooper retiring into the pit lane. Everyone out on tracks either on out laps or they'll be coming back into the pit lane. Just had it confirmed as well. Clausen just starting up on a lap. Contest of Speed do have an esports team. It's called COS Esports. So that's why, obviously, they've been signed up as part of that team. Clausen now coming down in towards turn number 1. And I would hardly imagine that this will not be an improvement out on track, given these conditions. If he gets caught out through turn 2 and turn 3, you can already see the track is very greasy out on track. And now Clausen coming through the first sector, and he's only a tenth down, but he's actually just committed too much through turn 4, through turn 5, and now he's really losing the time.
Yeah, it's already a tricky and kind of slippery track in dry conditions. So in the rain, yeah, you can just see Clausen struggling in the braking zones and the traction zones. There's no more grip to be found. So this really is qualifying over.
Passing through the middle, Seffi 4 tenths down, so yeah, as more of this track goes on, the slower he's going to get really out on track. Again, misses the curb, actually catches the curb, coming through 14, then out of 15, and then in towards Pavel Tardo at 16. I wonder if he's just actually going to put this into the pit lane. He's not. Oh, he is. He comes into the pit lane, speeds in, and that'll be him, I think, done in the session, as Joro has just started up on a lap. Luke Ajax is invalidated. He was only 700ths down before that invalidation, but with 2 minutes to go, I highly doubt nobody's now going to set a lap time. Luke Ajax then into the pit lane. Joro was spun coming out through turn 2, and that'll be him done. Zam is on an out lap, and Way are on out laps as well. Way coming through the final corner. He's going to start up on a lap at 14.6. I don't think he'll improve on that.
No, I don't think either, but could it be that maybe the start is light rain and these guys just trying to find their way around the track in light rain at the moment? It could be.
It sounded like we had a third commentator in the background there as well. You were speaking and then somebody coughed in the background. That was very strange. Way is invalidated though, coming through the first couple of corners, and he was going to be down anyways in this lap time. Yeah, he's 9 tenths down. Joro is also invalidated. Zam is out there on an out lap as well. Just came across the line to start up on a lap. But Magnetad on top, Neymar second, Black Phoenix in third. I probably would imagine that this is probably going to be the order that we're going to be sticking with just a minute to go in qualifying. But I think it's good that drivers can still get the experience though out on track, because they pretty much got full track to play, but there's only 2 of them out there. Way, who's just came off a lap, and Zam now on a lap. Everyone else, I think, will retire in the pit lane. Zam coming through the first sector, he's a second down. He may as well just retire out there.
Yeah, well, probably just having a bit of fun, I think, because, yeah, he will be in the 1:17s, 18s at the end of this lap.
Yeah, he will be, unless, actually, he might be practicing for the race. Way's retired, coming into the pit lane as well. Zam, I'm just imagining, he's coming out here for a set of soft compound tyres. It's raining out on track. I wonder if we're going to get similar conditions in the race, and that's why he's practicing, because if there's a switch between dries and the wets, he'd be hoping to try and get at least another 2 laps out of this, maybe? Who knows?
Yeah, maybe you're right. I mean, these conditions, every track experience you can get, it's yeah.
Literally what I just said there about it being rain in the race, ignore that, it's dry.
How do you know? You got some spy somewhere or something?
No, I can see in the comments section. I can see in the comment section, Maximus and Jibby Storms confirmed that. Goodness me. Magnus, though, out on top, 0.4 of a second for the championship leader. Neymar in second, Black Phoenix in third, Zam in fourth, Atlas Coppo in fifth. Both Ferraris out qualifying both racing points. Khan in sixth, with Jibby Storm in seventh, Ryan in eighth, Sygate in ninth, Houpier down in 10th, but he's got a 5-second penalty for causing a collision with Khan. So Wayne, Maximus, Klaus and Joel and Luke Ix move above him. Houpier now down in 15th, Frey Pepper, the only man to start behind him. He might go on to set a mediums compound tyres towards the end of this race. But everyone now going to be out on track. The formation lap is about to begin. Mashiro's just put in a comment saying, Conti, with plenty of Ys.
Yeah. Well, hello Mashiro, welcome to the stream. I hope you enjoy Division 4 as much as we are doing at the moment.
We are indeed. 18 people, by the way, watching. Must be new record. I think it's the Conti factor. But I think Paco Suarez might have to be ill more often, to be honest. That's a horrible thing to say. But Conti, the effect is happening. Honestly, it's really good to see. We're out here on track, and the conditions are actually not too dissimilar from the end of qualifying. It's dry out on track, but it's very overcast. And those guys on a set of wearing soft compounded tyres will be hoping that those tyres can get to about lap 9, lap 10 to come into the pit lane. If not, it's going to be a real struggle for them.
Yeah, and lap 9 or 10 is already, it's a lot to ask, because it's really difficult to keep your tires okay and your tire wear down. It's such a high demanding track on your tires, this. So yeah, for everybody who's starting outside of the top 10, now's your chance to listen. Start on the mediums or the hards.
Yeah, and do not focus on the race in Division 5 either, because I'm having a look at the stream now, and Division 5 is intermediate conditions for the race start, which is fantastic. We have got the better action here in Division 4, I know we have. Magnus then leads us off then on the formation lap around the Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez, 4.3 kilometers in length, separating these guys 36 laps, I should say, waiting these guys out on track. I was going to say 36 corners there. Might be like the Jeddah circuit that's been announced.
Oh yeah, did you see the circuit? I'm not really sure what to think of it.
4 words: rip off of Suzuka. Simple.
Yeah, but with barriers really close to the track.
Yeah. So think of it Monaco but Suzuka. I think that's what we're trying to say. Goodness me.
Exactly.
But it'll be interesting to see, actually, because that race was meant to be held on my birthday. Fun fact. It's been put back a week later, so I can't watch that on my birthday now. So gives me a bit of an excuse, I guess, to do something else. There we are. Top 9, of course, on a set of soft compounded tyres. Way on a set of mediums, actually qualifying within the top 10. He's got actually a free choice of tyre. Houpier, I believe, down in 15th. Because he qualified on that set of soft compounded tyre, he stays on that set of softs. So he's going to be very, very wearing on those tyres towards the end. But, Conti, talk us through this lap. But this formation lap out on track. Because these guys now have got to prepare for what could be a very hectic start.
Yeah, it's one of the longest straights on the starting straights on the calendar. So I believe it's almost a kilometer long, out of the top of my head. So yeah, starting first around this track isn't always the best position to start it. So keep an eye on the guys starting in third and fourth. If they can get a tow and get a decent start, they can be back in front.
If it's anything like last night, the pole man went away by 0.4 of a second down in towards turn 1, so you never know. Magnus could get a good start. I'll quickly come to you though. Who's your top 3?
Ooh, that's a tough one. I think Magnus will finish first. You know what? My old teammate Neymar, putting him in second. And let's get someone further back down. Frey Pepper from last to third.
It could have been worse. I was expecting you to say Black Phoenix there. 5 red lights though are out here in Mexico for round 9 of the championship. And it's lights out and away we go. Neymar gets a shocking start and Magnus reacts quicker. But look at Black Phoenix and look at Zam. It's 3 wide running down the straight already. And Zam's going to have the lead. Running down in towards turn 1. He's got the overspeed on the inside. The Renault, the McLaren and the Ferrari go side by side. And the Black Phoenix as well trying to get involved in the AlphaTauri. Down in towards turn 1 we go. Zam leads but Magnus fights back. Quickly cut to Houpier by mistake. But Zam leads coming through turn 3. Everyone quite clean. It's a Haas there on the inside. Ryan I think might be losing a position to Luke Ix further down the field. Frey Pepper Pepper and Maximus have came in for a little bit of contact there, dropping down position, but Zam leads the way. Magnussen second, Namor in third at the end of the first sector, Black Phoenix in fourth, Khan in fifth, Jibby Storm and Atlas Copel going side by side, and this will be what we talked about earlier with the pinch point. Houpier has been caught up on the inside there, just in behind on Maximus and Frey Pepper coming for a little bit of contact in the background, but Zam leads the way. Wham bam, he's got a great start from third and he leads the way.
Yeah, definitely great start. Some battling with Magnus. He tried to hold on, but in the end, Sam won the battle and is up in first.
Oh, goodness me! Atlas Cooper was round. The man in second position. I think he had contact there with Luke Ix, who's got damage on his left side end plate out on track, or right side end plate, I should say, on our camera angle. Luke Ix then has got damage. There's been a Constantine effect in behind. I think Frey Pepper has got some sort of damage. There's ghosting effect as well. And an Alfa Romeo of Houpier has just lost his left side end plate as well. Really hectic going in towards onto lap 2, I should say, out on track. It's Magnus then, who's right on the back of Zam for the race lead. And in fact, he's actually got through into the race lead he goes.
Incredible, and that's even before DRS is activated. So if he can keep this pace up, Magnus, it's just bye-bye. Like yeah, you see a couple of races this season because he's just that fast.
Yeah, Nemo right on the back of Zam as well. Black Phoenix was looking quite close there, but he runs out wide, coming through turn 4. Leading the way though, Magnus now out on track, 7/10 of a second from Zam. It doesn't look 7/10 on your screen, I've got to be honest. Houpier is back out of the pit lane, so is just trying to find him, Luke Ix. He's got into a set of hards. Atlas Cooper in on a set of mediums. Houpier still continuing on with that damage with Joro in behind, but Magnus leads the way as Clausen has round through turn 6.
Ooh, and his front wing is off completely. VSC. So, yeah, VSC, yeah. Wow. Lost his front wing completely. A lot happened. A lot was going on in the first couple of laps already. I mean, this is... Ooh, it's his connection of class, and I thought he was going off again, but it was just a little connection glitch on my end, I think. But overall, Magnus doing great. Started first. Only was catch out by a couple of corners. Is in first again, and Zam with a great start in second. And looking comfortable on these tyres as well.
He is indeed. He's 6 behind, of course, still under the VSC. Magnus taking a much quicker line coming through there, and I wonder if Zam actually is going to hold back. We should be getting back underway any second now, I would imagine, out on track. So the cars look like they're going back to full speed. Magnus then leading the way, Zam in second, Neymar in third. Underneath the VSC, Clausen is into the pit lane, obviously to repair that front wing. I think he's going to be ahead out of Atlas Copel. We are now back underway under green flag racing, and Magnus is still in the way. 7/10 of a second the gap. Zam in second, Neymar in third, but Black Phoenix a thorn in his side at the minute. Con there in fifth, Sidegate in sixth, and looking at the early position gains out on track as well. Zam gaining 2, Sidegate gaining 3. Frey Pepper, by the way, maybe on for your prediction, he's already up into 10th position with a half broken finger.
Yeah, incredible, and luckily he kept his front wing on his car and didn't damage anything. But yeah, he's really flying around this track. And talking about that, I must say, didn't see last race, but the race before, I believe he won. Yeah. He's not driving in TTML for that long, but he's showing great pace, and I think he's the one to watch next season.
Yeah, he will be one to watch, I think, next season. He might be one to watch on the set of medium compound tyres as well. He's got way in front of him out on track, his fellow... well, Norwegian, let's just say, but Frey Pepper obviously is Belgian out on track, but they're both racing similar teams for esports purposes. Magnus leading the way though, Zam in second, Neymar in third, Black Phoenix in fourth. We saw 3-second Tommy from Clausen further down the field. He did get ahead of Atlas Copel. Jibby Storm in the meantime is on the back of Sidegate running down in towards turn number 4. But he's not quite close enough, and Jibby Storm will be hoping for a very good result. This is third last race here in TTML. Luke Ix sets the new fastest lap of the race out on track, and Houpier is going to rejoin behind him out on track in 14th.
Yeah, also on the hard compound of tyres, but I really think Luke and Houpier need to pit again, because it's even though it's the hard tyres and they can go a long time around this track. 32, 33 laps on these tyres is just too much to ask, I think. I don't think these tyres will last till the end.
It's impossible, and to be honest, Mexico, with the hard compound tyres, I could try and compare it to Britain as well. I think Britain is worse for the hard compound tyres, but Mexico is even worse, I think, out on track. I'm not sure if that made sense at all. Basically, Mexico's worse in terms of tyre degradation than Britain is. Yeah, got there in the end. Saigate on the back of Khan. He picked up a 3-second time penalty on the exit of turn 12, I think it was. And Jibby Storm now in behind him. Ryan filtering through. Way, Frey Pepper and Maximus. Maximus getting close. Frey Pepper running down in towards turn 1. Really, really boring, this race so far. Hardly any overtaking. Quite a lot of action in the first 2 laps, of course. But Magnus leading the way, Zam in second, Neymar third, Black Phoenix in fourth. And to be honest, the gaps up front are very, very stagnant. Like 1.6, 1.5 and 1.2.
Yeah, and I must say, Magnus, I expected him, yeah, it's not good to hear, but I expected him to be faster than the rest, but Zem and Neymar, that gap is pretty big, and Black Phoenix behind that as well, so yeah, kind of surprised, because I thought these guys were pretty similar paced, and Khan as well, I can mention him as well. So yeah, pretty big gaps. Yeah, only close battles we have now is Saigate, and then all the way down to Ryan B, and then there's a big gap to Wei, and he's got Frey Pepper and Maximus behind him, and then all, yeah, even bigger gaps. So yeah, not what I expected.
Here comes Jibby Storm, he's launching an attack on the inside line. Ryan could filter through there as well, but Jibby Storm should be through, down in towards turn 1, gets the move done. He waited his turn, he's up into 6th position. A little bit of contact there actually with Saigate on the exit of the corner, and Ryan now on the back. Saigate just cuts across the corner slightly. In the meantime though, Khan right on the back of Black Phoenix and Frey Pepper, right on the back of Wei as well. NSR against TNR out on track, both on a set of mediums, and Frey Pepper surely around the outside line is going to get him down in towards turn 4. He's around the outside, Wei got caught up on the inside curb, and Frey Pepper is through. He might have half a broken finger, but goodness me, he drives like he hasn't even, well, he's got 5 fingers out on track, and Maximus is down the inside line of Wei as well, and he is up into 10th position, so Wei now losing 2 positions, but Frey Pepper there in 9th, Maximus in 10th, and for a man that's driving with half a broken finger out on track, he made it look pretty easy.
Yeah, he did. He made it look really easy and on the medium tires. And I think Maximus, although he just passed Wei, we are getting to the crossover point with the soft tires, because they probably are going to be, well, not overheated, but hot and warm. So probably we're at the point that mediums could go faster next lap. So not, I'm not going to be surprised if Wei is going to fight his way back past Maximus.
Khan really closing in on the back of Black Phoenix, running down in towards turn 1. He doesn't quite get the move done. Khan, I believe, is back on his Fanatec wheel tonight, which is really good to see. And he's right up there with the pace, which is good to see as well. Black Phoenix there in 4th, Khan in 5th. Ryan on the back of Saigate further down the field. Maximus now on the back of Frey Pepper. And Frey Pepper going to come under a little bit of pressure. Atlas Copo is through on Clausen, and he's up into 15th position. Clausen, I think, led him through turn 12, or made a mistake, one or the other. It's Clausen now down into 16th behind OWR Atlas Copo, because he's second coming into the standings here tonight. Ryan, though, in the meantime, right on the back of Saigate, 7th position out on track. Jibby Storm just ahead. Black Phoenix and Khan. Looks like Neymar, though, could be coming back to Black Phoenix and Khan, though, because that gap has just reduced.
Yeah, it is. Probably is in his flow now. And yeah, other thing to look out for. I said it at the qualifying as well. Penalties are starting to get to come into play already.
Oh, Joel was out.
There's a yellow flag.
Yeah, Joel was out through the S section, coming out of turn 11, and there's a safety car out on track, and look at where some of the guys are. They're just coming past the pit lane. Jibby Storm is in, Saigate is in, Ryan is in, the top 5, missed the pit lane, I'm afraid. Frey Pepper then is in, on a set of mediums, Maximus in, Wei is in as well. Of course, they've got to stick to their delta when they come into the pit lane exit, pit lane entry, I should say. But what do drivers decide to go on here? Surely a 2-stop, onto a set of mediums, then onto a set of another medium compound tires. We'll get to the end as Atlas Copo goes from bad to worse, and he's got to drive through penalty for speeding under the safety car.
Yeah, and you can't serve it now under the safety car, so yeah, probably is going to come in to change his tires and have to do a drive-through after that. So, but the only one who went for the hard tires, another one, Luke Ajax.
Yeah, Luke Ajax picking up a drive-through penalty. You were going to say only one on the set of softs, I think, is Wei.
On the hards, yeah, on the hards, Frey Pepper. The only one on the hards, and I think with a couple of laps behind the safety car, because the field is really spread out, he could take these tyres to the end.
Yeah, he could have pulled off a blinder, to be honest. We had a safety car around this point, I think, in Division 2, and it really grouped up the field out on track, or there was some sort of VSC, or was it Division 1? I forget these days, honestly. I forget what happened 2 days ago, let alone what happened in this race so far. Dre Pepper in 9th. Yeah, he's on a set of hard compounded tyres, but I'd be more drawn to wait. He's on a set of soft compounded tyres, and that would allude to me he could be going soft hards towards the end of the race.
Yeah, he could, but yeah, if he can, maybe on the mediums, but I don't know how his tyre wear is.
Goodness me, Magnus, Black Phoenix, that was a very dangerous exit there from Magnus in his pit box. He's going to rejoin in the lead of the race. Nearly got held up, actually, by Black Phoenix, but the AI acting a little bit weird out on track. If you saw that, Black Phoenix had ghosted inside of him and then came into his pit box, and then Magnus just sort of drifted across, his AI drifted across into the pit lane. Very, very strange. Magnus still leading though. Neymar 2nd, Black Phoenix in 3rd, and Black Phoenix on a set of soft compounded tyres as well, so I wonder if he's doing the same as Way.
I think so. Maybe these guys are communicating as well, but yeah, soft tyres, but the only thing he really needs to do now is get past Neymar and Magnus fast and create a gap, because he's gonna come in, yeah, in 8-9 laps probably. And you really need a gap then to get back and compensate for the pit stop, because I don't think Magnus is going to go for another stop on his hard tyres.
Yeah, and we'll have to see, of course, how this race goes on. Simon Anderson, by the way, in the comments, I just saw this now. Neymar's one of the most passionate guys I've ever met. When I drove with him last season, we pushed each other a lot. What a guy, he just needed a bit more race experience. Well, there's the man there. He's on a set of mediums in 2nd position, but he's got a 3-second time penalty to his name out on track. Magnus might be a sitting duck, though, underneath the safety car start, with Neymar behind on a set of mediums as we are a quarter of the way through.
Yeah, it could be, because it's really hard to get heat into the hard tyres behind the safety car, because you're going too slow. But yeah, another thing to look out for as well is Khan. He's got all medium runners behind him, all the way back to P8, Ryan B, and that could be dangerous, because the medium tires are faster. Some things can happen at the restart, or he's just gonna plummet, or he's gonna hold these guys up, and someone's getting frustrated.
And never trust the AWS web graphics out on track either, because I've just seen that pop up with Magnus. His pit window is now open to go onto a set of soft compounded tyres. Very, very, very strange. If he's going to get a soft compounded tyres to the end of the race, I'll give him a 5er on the spot. Magnus leading the way, Neymar in 2nd, Black Phoenix in 3rd. If you are tuning into Division 5, by the way, and have actually rejoined us for Division 4, yes, you're not imagining things. There is a blue screen on the Division 5 streams. I think James has gone, oh, actually, as soon as I say that, it comes back. And Robin sets the new fastest lap of the race. Out on track, Rock City, though, dominate inside our 2nd, Passels in 3rd, if you want to tune in for Division 5. If you want to stay here, though, with the Gold commentary team of tonight in Division 4, stick with us. Safety car is about to come in, I would imagine.
I would stay here if I was watching the stream. Guys, please stay here. Get all your friends. Get a hot soda pop or something, some chips. Enjoy, sit back, and listen to our voices.
Listen to our voices. Sun beginning to come out here, out on track as well. Here in Mexico, the Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez. But imagine Atlas Copel and Close and will get onto the back. So I wonder if the safety car will probably come into the pit lane around the final couple of corners. Through 13, I think. If Atlas Copel and Clausen joins now, this is where the safety car should come into the pit lane. It might be a very late call coming into the start. There we are. Perfect timing. Safety car is in this lap, and that was a very late call, but it has caught Black Phoenix and Khan and the likes out. A little bit of a gap there, but now the safety car is in towards the pit lane, and Magnus is now the virtual Burt Marlander out on track. He now powers coming out through the final corner. I've just realised I've got telemetry and lap data turned off. Magnus then to the line is going to start us off, and Neymar is going to be right on his side. Speaking of being right on his side, Zam right on the back of Khan, and Jibby Storm right on the back of Zam as well. We take this from Jibby Storm's perspective. Khan on the inside line, Zam on the outside line running down the straight. Zam is just briefly ahead. Khan will slot in, and Zam is through and he's up into 4th position. No worth in fighting a guy on a set of medium compound tires. He's through, and now Black Phoenix is right on the back for the lead of the race with Neymar Magnus just in front of him. Jibby Storm now going side by side with Khan, and Khan's had an absolute shocker of a start. He's dropped 2 positions. Jibby Storm now through and he's up into 5th. Khan down into 6th, and Khan on that set of hard compounded tires is really struggling. Somehow though, Magnus still in the lead, making them work.
Yeah, but the difference is Magnus, of course, is in free air, and he was the one, maintaining the pace. And but I think in these corners we're going to see Neymar and Black Phoenix closing in on him, as they're already doing. Black Phoenix picking up a 3-second time penalty, which he couldn't use. He had that over Neymar, but yeah, probably they're gonna be competing now on the start-finish straight and try to get near Magnus.
Yeah, Luke Ix is still to come in for his drive-through penalty as well, but Atlas Coppo served it. I didn't even see that, but now Black Phoenix right on the back, the Lebanese man right on the back of the Dane, and now the Dane is going to come under sustained pressure. Surely he's just going to let him go. Black Phoenix is now up into 2nd position. Clausen is through on Luke Ix, who's into the pit lane. So Black Phoenix through and he's into 2nd. Further down the field as well, Way, Maximus, Frey Pepper nearly going side by side as well. Maximus down on the inside line, Frey Pepper trying to hang it around the outside. Mediums against hards. Mediums come out on top. Maximus nearly chops off the front wing there of Frey Pepper, but he's through and he's into 10th position. And now Way, well, there's a will, there is a way, and he's trying to get past Ryan, of course, he won last time out in Singapore, and Singapore might come back to haunt Ryan. He's in 8th position at the minute, Way in 9th, but Way on a set of soft compounded tyres. Like I always say, it's one thing to get onto the back of a driver around here, it's another thing to overtake.
Yeah, it is. The only good opportunity is at the start-finish straight, and besides that, these corners, I've seen people trying it in the second sector, in the flow sweeping S sector. It almost always ends up in a crash, so please guys, don't try that.
I've seen him move around the outside of there once before though, and that was by Chapelelli, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Not in TTML, but it was in another league that I was commentating on, and he did it around the outside through turn 9, which was insane. Hopefully we might get something like that. Frey Pepper has a real tank slapper coming out through the final corner. Luckily to recover that car through Paraltada, and Houpier 1.3 seconds behind will gain. Ryan in the meantime is through, Way I should say is through on Ryan, and also Sidegate chops off Khan at the pass, and Khan set into a bit of a hard spin. Sidegate just cut him short there, I think, but he is up into 6th position. To be honest, he was on the outside line for the corner. He had the car briefly ahead. Might go to the stewards that one though, as Khan and Frey Pepper now fight down in towards turn 4. I think Khan is just going to come out on top of this one, and he does.
Yeah, he does, but lost a lot of positions on those hard tires. And actually the only one who's making the hard tires work at this point is Magnus. He still has his pace over Black Phoenix, who's on 2 compound softer, on the soft tires. And Neymar is struggling to keep up with these guys, so yeah, head off for Magnus. He's doing a wonderful thing on these hard tires.
I think it's all about time management, to be honest, at this stage of the race. It is quite a high degradation circuit. You can see Black Phoenix really trying to pressurise Magnus into a mistake. But knowing Magnus, he rarely makes a mistake. However, he did in Spain when he lost the lead of the race, and that could come back to haunt him with Black Phoenix now on the back of him. Lap 14 out of 36 just beginning, and look at the Lebanese man now closing in on the Norwegian. The Norwegian now surely is a sitting duck to the outside line. Now goes Magnus. On the inside line is Black Phoenix. Black Phoenix commits down the inside line. Magnus just in the end lets him have that one, gave him the rune, and Black Phoenix is through, and he's into the lead of the race. Magnus, though, I don't think is going to give this one out of fight. Neymar, though, suddenly has sprung into contention as well. Sidegate has been overtaken by Way, I think, up into 6th goes Way, but Black Phoenix has got the lead of the race. Magnus in 2nd, Neymar in 3rd. The front 3, I think, at this stage have got to try, Magnus and Neymar certainly, stay onto the back of Black Phoenix. If they do, these front 3 might take a lot of catching in the longer term.
Yeah, I believe so too. And you saw Neymar was outside of the DRS range, and as soon as Black Phoenix and Magnus started battling. He just came back and is right on the back of these guys. So if they can work together and not battle too much, they can secure themselves a podium finish.
Can indeed. Neymar right on the back of Magnus, coming into the stadium section. Now through Pavel Tada once again. As the yellow flag in sector 2 and another safety car has been deployed out on track, and it's Clausen that is round, and that's coming through turn 11 out on track. We'll see him to the right hand side with Atlas Copo. Oh, he's actually dead in the middle of the track. No wonder the safety car has came out. Way interestingly in for set of what I would imagine is going to be hard to the end of the race. Ryan has had a collision though with Sidegate coming into the pit lane.
That is not good. A 5-second time penalty because of that. I was wondering. Black Phoenix, Magnus, and Neymar were already past the point they could enter the pits. But would you dare to put on mediums at this stage and take them to the end of the race?
21 laps out on track. I think Way's got his work cut out, to be honest, out on track, because I think, if I'm not mistaken, referring to Division 2, I think the average around here is, what, 12, 13 laps, I think, for a set of medium compounded tyres to get round. I've seen drivers make it, well, I saw a driver make it last night on 21 lap old medium, so you never know, it could be possible if he has got good tyre wear management out on track. But Black Phoenix lead, second safety car of the night, and do you know what I'm going to say? This is giving me deja vu from Division 5 last season in Belgium.
Yeah, I really don't know what happened in Division 5 in Belgium last season, so please, what happened there?
5 safety cars within a 22 lap race.
Ooh.
Must have only got about 3 laps worth of action as well.
I really don't hope it's going to be 5 around this track. I really hope it was the last one. Maybe a virtual. I'm going. You know what? You're going for maybe 5. I'm saying there's going to be one virtual safety car and that's it. The rest is just good, clean racing.
I never said there would be 5 safety cars though out on track. I was saying Belgium there was 5 safety cars out on track. You're putting words into my mouth, honestly. Houpier is into the pit lane onto a set of what I imagine would be medium compounded tyres coming into the pit lane. Yeah, yellow walls are out in the Alfa Romeo garage. He's into the pit lane on a set of mediums. He will go. Atlas Copo and Luke Ajax have got a chance actually with their drive-through penalties earlier on. They don't want to make the same mistake like they did last time and hopefully not pick up another drive-through, and they're going to be on the back of that safety car queue. Both of them as well came into the pit lane to put on a set of hards and a set of medium compounded tyres. Beautiful blue skies and sunshine here now in Mexico. Lap 16 out of 36. Probably when we'll get back underway, I would imagine it will be around the halfway stage, around lap 18 I think we'll get back underway, as Maximus has been overtaken by Sidegate out on track.
Just under the safety car, or did we just completely miss him racing his way past Maximus?
Under the safety car, I think. I'm pretty certain I saw that, and that wasn't a graphics glitch. So Sidegate now is in 10th, Maximus in 11th. Atlas Copo and Luke Ajax are not too far off rejoining the safety car queue, but Black Phoenix out on top. And you never know what could happen within the next few laps here out on track. Looking in the Discord as well, seeing if there is any comments from Joro about his retirement. No. Clausen as well, no comments from him. Neymar though saying in Discord as well, he loves the F1 gods and this is the same feeling as pole for me. Obviously referring to second and qualifying.
I was just watching the stream and Mark, you're right, LOE Mark, that's old school in Division 3. Yeah, the hard runners are really compromised because of this second safety car. They're not going to be happy with this one.
They're really not going to be happy with this one. Somebody that, again, who I think is not going to be happy is the leader, Black Phoenix. He's on a set of soft compounded tyres. They're only going to last, what, another 5 laps, I would say, out on track at least. So he's going to be really struggling on that sort of softs. And do you know what I think might happen? All of these guys, Magnus down to Frey Pepper's class and leaves the session. all the way down to 7th. They're going to concertina up. They're going to be having a knock-on effect, essentially, out on track. While Way, Ryan and Sygate will be hoping to try and jump some of these guys in underneath the safety car start. And if they do, they've got a chance actually of winning this. If they don't, they're going to be really stuck behind them, and it's going to affect them certainly in the second half of the race.
Yeah, I think you're right, and I think the best are already out of these soft tires of Black Phoenix, so he's going to be struggling with traction, probably even in the first couple of corners. So yeah, who knows, probably Magnus and Neymar are going to be all over the back of him, and yeah, trying to overtake him in the first 2 corners, I think.
Langfell as well making a very good comment. TNR Way is looking like a very good position at this stage. But my fear is, Langfell, he's on a set of medium compound tyres. 21 laps on those sets? I don't think they're going to make it, personally. If they will, that's going to be in puncture territory. Safety car then coming in this lap. We better get going dead on lap 18, as I said. Black Phoenix out on top with Magnus in second, Neymar in third. And Simon Anderson, just before we go back to the action, saying, tell Conti that I miss racing with him. It has been a long season to watch because I can't participate. I would actually say that I'm a heartbroken lion right now.
Oh yeah, he was my teammate last season, Heartbroken Lion. Good to see him here as well.
Very good to see him as now Black Phoenix has absolutely bolted and Magnus has spun under the safety car start. Magnus has spun and so has Frey Pepper as well. Both of them on relatively old tyres. Magnus and Frey Pepper on 7 and late out board hards, and the hards really come back to fight. Frey Pepper's into the pit lane. Magnus luckily has got no damage. We're back underway and Neymar side by side with Zam. Zam I think is through and he's into second. Neymar through into third, down into third position. But Magnus, dramatic scenes, and it's like Spain, where he bottled from the lead of the race. He was in second position behind Black Phoenix. He wouldn't have got him off the start, definitely not. But Magnus now, both championship leaders are falling by the wayside tonight.
Yeah, these two really clinging together. It doesn't matter if it's in the back of the field or up front. Position 12 and 13, and look at the gap. Black Phoenix really made use of Magnus spinning and Zam being compromised with it, because he has a 2-second lead over Zam now, and if Zam gets pressured by Neymar, he's gonna win more time. So the only one winning out of this, as we were saying, it's a bummer for him that the safety car came out, is Black Phoenix at the moment.
Yeah, but looking at the gap though, it's 2 seconds the gap. I think we're seeing the crossover period actually out on track now. Zam 2.1 seconds, now 1.9 coming through Peraltada. It's just chopping and changing. That normally means out on track, the crossover period is now happening. So it's going to be fascinating to see how this all unfolds. Way, right on the back of Khan, running down in towards turn 1. I don't think he's going to be close enough. Of course, DRS will be enabled next lap around out on track. Black Phoenix leads by 2.2 seconds. Gap increasing through the first sector, but normally the second and the final sector is his weak point. Neymar on the back of Zam as well. Of course, Black Phoenix, Zam, Neymar, Jibby Storm and Khan have all got to come into the pit lane. Frey Pepper doesn't. He's on to a set of mediums now, probably to the end of the race. Magnus on a set of hard compound tyres, and he'll be trying to hope to get back into contention as soon as possible. Neymar, though, right on the back of Zam, and Zam is going to come under pressure from the Dane, and the Lebanese man leads from Zam in second, who I believe is Norwegian, and Neymar in third, who I believe is Dane. So we've got a battle of the Scandinavians possibly now happening out on track.
Yeah, the only one we're missing is a Finnish guy, and we would have a complete Scandinavian battle out on track. But I was just watching some other guys like Ryan, who did really good last race, and Sygate and Maximus. They pitted on new hard tires. They're in a really good position to pick up a podium.
Black Phoenix in.
Black Phoenix in.
Phoenix
already.
into the pit lane from the lead of the race, and he's going to go into a set of mediums. I probably think 16 laps is perfect, ideal time for them. Way's now on the back of Khan, going side by side, running down the straight. Khan tries to move across. No way you've got to move across on him, because Way has found a way, and he's through, and he's up into P4. I will stop, honestly, with these Way puns, certainly in the next couple of races. Way is up into 4th. Khan, though, still trying to fight him. 3/10 of a second now. He hasn't got the DRS, because, remember, the same DRS detection point covers through the first 2 DRS zones around here, so that's why you don't see DRS being picked up from the guy behind. But apparently I've heard on the grapevine actually for the Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez, if it's ran this season in Mexico, they're going to change the DRS detection point to just before turn 1. And that will mean there's separate DRS detection points out on track, and that might mean more overtaking.
Yeah, I definitely hope it's going to mean more overtaking. And I think it's fair if they move to DRS detection. But in the meanwhile, Khan really struggling. He's out of ERS. Wei has 50% of ERS and is on the back of Jeddah. So I think Khan is struggling to keep up with these guys.
He is. Houpier's just been overtaken by Luke IX as well, and I think honestly Houpier might have just let him through on that one. Neymar's trying to catch up onto the back of Zam, but Zam has flown 6 tenths of a second, now 5 tenths of a second, running down in towards turn 1, just less than 5 tenths. Is now Atlas Coppo on the back of Houpier. Now Atlas Coppo will be hoping, after his drive-through penalty earlier on in the race, he can try and make eye-catching progress through this field, but he has got 2 cars to pass in the form of Luke IX and Houpier out on track, both Dutchmen, and they're going to be thorns in their side, certainly. Jibby Storm, though, getting overtaken by Wei. Round the outside goes Wei, coming through turn 4. Jibby Storm, the Division 5 champion last season, trying to hang it on, but Wei has forced him out wide. Good driving by Wei, and he's through and he's up into P3, as the yellow flag in sector 1 and 2, and Houpier is ran. Houpier is ran. Has he been caught up in an incident with Atlas Coppo? VSC now out on track, and who predicted the VSC? Well done.
Yeah, well, but it's it's kind of early, so maybe there's gonna be another one. I don't hope so, but yeah, Houpier was, he was struggling in qualifying, so yeah, not his day today.
That's a really weird crash as well. It's just the car has just disappeared, but Frey Pepper off to the left-hand side. See where that little kink in the barrier is on the left-hand side? That's where he crashed.
Yeah. How do you crash out there?
I think he got caught on the outside curb, and he's probably spun the car, and obviously he's crashed, or there's been contact with another driver. Who knows? But it has been cleared up already. DRS has now re-enabled out on track, and it is Zam leading the way. Jibby Storm, Neymar on second, Wei in third. Jibby Storm's catching Wei. Was what I was about to say. That made any sense. Sygate now on the outside line of Ryan, tries to go around the outside, tries to commit it, and again Sygate just leaving short of room for drivers. One-on-one combat out on track. May just need some improvement. Sygate in sixth, Ryan in seventh. Ryan, I don't think, will be happy with that one.
Yeah, probably he wasn't, because there was a tight space left by Sygate, but yeah, the only thing you can do is just swallow it and go on with your race. Don't get frustrated because you're gonna make mistakes. That's what happened to me in a couple of races.
And this is why you're here now alongside me in the commentary box, I'm afraid. Zam leading the way from Neymar in second. I bet you're not getting jealous from not these guys being out on track, because probably it's not a race that you're missing too much, if I've got to be honest.
No, but it's mostly because of the track. I really don't like Mexico.
Neymar on the back. Neymar has a shocking run out of Peraltada, and he's now 9 tenths off the back of Zam, and Zam has absolutely bolted away down the straight. It's nearly a second running down the straight. Zam leading, Neymar on second, Wei in third. There's not really much happening in terms of on-track action now. Maximus trying to catch his teammate out on track. The Haas on the back of the Haas out on track, and of course Mazepin and Schumacher driving for 2021 in that car. Mazepin controversially, Schumacher not so controversially, I would imagine. The Maximus now on the back of Ryan. Can try and get the move done. Don't think he will from that far back. Maximus holds on for P8 for now. 23 out of 36 laps completed. 23.5 if you're being picky. Zam leads the way from Neymar in second and Wei in third. Wei is getting into contention, but I fear those mediums might not get to the end of this race. If they are, he might be outdone by somebody like, I would say, what, Sygate? Ryan maybe towards the end of the race?
Yeah, I believe so. If he can take these tires to the end of the race, there's just going to be no rubber left on them. So he's going to be struggling in the last couple of laps, last 5 laps probably. And we're going to see his pace just plummeting. And yeah, I think Sygate, Ryan Lee Maximus, and even Luke Ajax and Atlas Coppo, who had a terrific start of the race, are not out of contention. It's really close between all those guys.
Khan's on the back of Jibby Storm. There was a slithering snake there for a little bit running down the straight, but Jibby Storm stays 4th, and then Khan stays in 5th. Zam has picked up a 3-second time penalty, though, from the lead of the race. I believe it's his first of the night. It's his second of the night, in fact. So Zam has got 6 seconds worth of penalties. Neymar, 3 seconds worth of penalties. Advantage now, Neymar, as long as he stays within that 3 seconds out on track. Magnus got through on Atlas Coppo as well. It was a let through, I think, down the straight from him. He is through and he's up into P10 now. Magnus actually, one of the only ones down in the bottom half of the field, is actually only pitted 1 time out on track. Zam, Neymar, Jibby Storm and Khan all have pitted 1 time as well. Everyone else either 2 or 3 stops, like with Atlas Coppo. As Khan right on the back of Jibby Storm. Jibby Storm's going to come under some sustained pressure, I would imagine, running down the straight. But Jibby Storm, if there's anything we know about him, he knows how to defend.
Yeah, he does. I must say, I mean, he's really young. You've done some interviews, I believe, with him back in Division 5. It's a really young, enthusiastic guy. He's going in now.
Trey Pepper's out.
So,
Trey Pepper's out the race, coming through turn 6, and another VSC out on track. I tell you what, though, this has worked an absolute treat for Jibby Storm. He's into the pit lane. No one else is. Jibby Storm. Is he going to go on to set us off? He is. Jibby Storm now. This VSC has really helped him and could plummet him up the field later on in this race. Jibby Storm now. Zam, Neymar, Khan and Magnus are going to be the ones probably pitting in. Way might pit in as well. Everyone else might be able to get to the end of the lap, the end of the race, I should say. But Jibby Storm now, 24.7 seconds. Pit stop around here, 21. He's not going to be too far off the back of Zam or Neymar, is he?
No, he isn't. And this is just like we've seen with Hamilton last season. Safety car just as he went into the pit. So this is perfect. This is what you want to see. And I think because the virtual safety car, he maybe undercutted the guys.
I think he has undercutted the guys. I mean, he's already getting 3 tenths on Black Phoenix, and that's, what, 7.7 now. That gap, just watch that gap come down between 11th and 12th. 14 F's out on track for Ray Pepper, sadly out of the race, coming through turn 6. Zam, though, has gained on Neymar and leads the way. Neymar there in 2nd, and they're going on for another lap at least. They're going to be Cost Wade in 3rd. Khan in 4th, Sygate in 5th, and now Sygate tries to size down. We're not right on board with him. We're going on board with Ryan because we're revving out glitch, as now Maximus is not too far off the back either. Maximus is actually going to launch an attack at his own teammate. Ryan launching an attack at Sygate as well, possibly running down in towards turn 1, but I don't think Maximus is going to be close enough on the back of Ryan. Sygate not close enough to the back of Khan either, and they stay in formation 4 now as they come through turn 3 once again. Luke Ix and Atlas Coppo Magnus as well are not too far off the back of this either. Zam though leading. He got a perfect VSC restart as Luke Ix has just let Magnus through, and Magnus is through and he's up into 8th.
Yeah, Magnus really running a low downforce setup. He was flying. I mean, yeah, he had DRS and he used his ERS, but he was so much faster than Luke Ix. So this guy is just easy pickings on the straights.
And Mark alludes to the fact as well, Black Phoenix is not entirely out of this, but if I've got to be honest, he's got more ground to make up than anyone else out on track. He's going to be, what, 6th position when some of these guys come in? 7th maybe? So Black Phoenix, I think, he might not be out of this, but as I always say, one thing to try and get onto the back of a driver, another thing to overtake. Zam and Neymar are in to the pit lane from 2nd and 3rd, and now puts Way in the lead of this race. He's going to have fresher tyres than Khan in behind, but looking in behind as well. Sygate now on the back of Khan. We'll run on board with Khan. There is Sygate to the left-hand side. Now past him. Sygate is through, and he's into 2nd position, and that was very easy.
Look at Jibber just flying, putting in the fastest lap now, and look at the gap he has with Sam and Neymar. It's 3.5 seconds, Sam to Jibby, and yeah, they're on the back of Jibby, but
Magnus! Oh, Magnus really went down the inside on a Maximus. He could still go around the outside through turn 5. No, Maximus stays on. He's into 6th position. But yeah, I think you were going to say Jibby Storm obviously catching Black Phoenix, but he's pulled 3.5 seconds on the back of Zam.
Yeah, and if Jibber starts battling, Zam and Neymar are going to come closer, but it's really hard to overtake Jibber. So yeah, they're going to have a handful on him. And I was just looking at Sygate. Cygate really needs to be careful he doesn't get disqualified. He already has 23 seconds of penalties.
Goodness me, I've seen him racking them up, but I didn't think it'll be that much, to be honest, out on track. Yeah, I've seen a driver get a 30-second penalty round here and then get disqualified out of the race, so that might be the case. We've got Ix then is into the pit lane, on Triceratops, he'll go, but now Magnus on the back of Maximus, and Magnus now trying to overcome Maximus, and he has done. Down in towards turn 1, he is through, and he's into 5th position, feels the need to defend though, he locks up slightly. 18 laps on a set of hard compound tyres. Is he trying to get to the end of the race?
Yeah, I think he is trying. If it's gonna work, yeah, we just have to see. He had a couple of safety cars, so tyre degradation wouldn't be as hard then. But still, we've got what 9 laps of racing to do, 8 laps, so
yeah,
it's gonna be hard.
It's going to be very hard out on track. Way leading the way, 4 seconds the gap. I tell you what, Way is pulling out a really big margin now. Is Way on his way to victory? No pun intended.
Yeah, but still, at the end of the race, his tires will be shot. So he really needs to build this gap. And the only thing that's really going his way, and Khan as well, he is penalty free. So that could save him at the end, but I think he's going to be, last couple of laps, he's going to be 2 seconds slower than the rest.
Khan's going to hunt down on the back of Cygate, and now Cygate doesn't even defend. Coming down the straight, Khan's actually run out of ERS though, and he is through, and he's into P2 out on track. So Khan through, Cygate, Ryan, Magnus, Maximus in behind, Atlas Copal, Black Phoenix. Mark was saying he's not entirely out of this. If he gets past Atlas Copal now, then he will be on the back of these guys sooner rather than later. But again, it's one thing to overtake, another thing to get onto the back of a driver around here. Ryan has committed around the outside through Magnus, trying to go on the outside line. Magnus now through 4 and 5, and now Magnus still not giving up without a fight, tries to go around the outside line through 6. Ryan though has the inner line, and Ryan is through and he's up at the P4. Magnus put up a fight. He tried to dive bomb him down the inside in towards turn 4, but Ryan is through and he's into 4th. Really, really hard hitting fighting out on track now, and Maximus not entirely out of this either.
No, incredible. These guys didn't have the best starts, but in the end, they're all, because of safety cars and penalties of other guys, they're still in contention. But Magnus needs to be careful as well, because he's really battling hard and trying to go past Ryan, who's defending superbly today, I must say. But it's really costing his tires if he keeps on battling like this.
Maximus now on the back of Magnus once again. He's got 3% of ERS running down the straight. Cygate is through and has absolutely waltzed through on the back, but Maximus now on the inside line. Really late on the brakes. Is he too committed? Magnus forced out wide, slightly through 1, then through 2, then through 3. Just about forced him offline, and Maximus hangs on. Hard-hitting racing out on track. Rubbinous racing, I think, is what I'll say about that battle. Maximus in 5th, Magnus in 6th. Magnus just got caught on the outside line, and unfortunately for him, Maximus was on the inside and he defended the position well, I think.
Yeah, he did. It was a great battle to watch. They went side by side, and yeah, running a bit wide, Magnus, but great racing from both of these guys.
Way's going conservatively slow. Coming through the S section there. Cygate now 3.7 seconds off. Way is running in, well, I thought relatively low gears there. He's running now short shifting through. Is he fuel saving out on track? The gap's 3.7. ERS as well is 55%. Cygate's got 28% in behind. Way just looks like he's fuel saving to me slightly.
Yeah. I don't know. I think he's just saving up his tires, short shifting out of the corners to not spin up his rear tires too much. He's really conservative on the power as well, coming out of some corners. So I think he's just starting to save up his tires.
Yeah, he might be.
Needs to do it, because 20 laps on mediums. If he makes this, it's, yeah, hats off.
Yeah, hats off to him indeed. 3.9 seconds. Cygate, Khan and Ryan are now beginning to all fall over each other. Magnus, Maximus, Black Phoenix. Atlas Copal's not entirely out of this either. Look at him. He's right on the back of Black Phoenix coming through the double right-hander through turn 6. Jibby Storm, Zam, Neymar, all on a set of self-compounded tyres as well. We could have Way, it could be like the tortoise versus the hare, it could be like David versus Goliath with 5.5 laps to go, Way leading the way, Cygate in second, and it could be like the leader of the Tour de France being caught by the peloton.
It could, but as you say, it's one thing to get on the back of someone, but overtaking is a completely other thing. And Jibby Storm, I don't think he's catching these guys enough to make these softs work and go up into the podium. I think he's too far off, but Cygate's out of it as well. So I think the guy to look out for now is Khan. He's penalty free, 22 laps on the hard tires. If he can pass Cygate, maybe he can come into the back of Way at the end of the race.
Yeah, Way is being jeffed, by the way, by Langfeld, so that makes sense now. Way is actually saving his tyres out on track. He's just confirmed in the chat, and he leads the way, 4.3 seconds out on track. 4.4, gap is increasing, Cygate in second, Khan in third. Magnus trying to lunge up the inside there, Ryan. 4.5 laps to go now here in Mexico, and Way still leading the way. Cygate in second, Khan in third, Ryan in fourth, Magnus in fifth, Maximus sixth, Black Phoenix seventh. Atlas Copo in 8th, Jibby Storm in 9th, Zam in 10th, Neymar in 11th. Just speaking about the soft runners slightly as well, Jibby Storm is in play here. He could try and get these overtakes done, but he's on a set of soft compounded tyres, and it looks to me as if he's really hardly catching these guys now. There's crossover period happening. Black Phoenix dive bombs it down the inside of Maximus into the baseball stadium section, round the outside. I need to lose my voice. Maximus, pretty much like Gary and Noisy last night in Division 2, just about comes out on top Black Phoenix, and now Maximus, as a result of that, his patience wore thin, Black Phoenix's patience wore thin, and contact happened.
Yeah, really sad to see. I mean, these guys, we both know they can race, both guys can race, but yeah, I think Maximus isn't going to be happy with this, and I wouldn't be as well. So a little bit too impatient from Black Phoenix, especially with the DRS straight coming after that corner.
Magnus on 23 lap old hards has just gone through on Ryan on 17 lap old hards out on track. Oh, and there's contact. Maximus comes across the line. Jibby Storm contacted there. Zam being caught up in it as well. Neymar's being caught up in it as well. And that is absolute disaster. There's more contact as well. Zam is sent round. Jibby Storm, I think, having contact again. Right side end plate damage for him. Neymar's got left side end plate damage. Maximus has got left side end plate damage. Zam has got left side end plate damage as well. And he's got no right side end plate either. And Luke Ajax, who was on the back of that, has got away scot-free.
He did, but he lost a lot of time trying to miss all those cars in front of him. That was a little bit messy, but yeah, everybody probably gonna come in, JB, Neymar, because it's just unrivaled, especially in the S section with this damage. No, Neymar staying out.
Neymar staying out, yeah. Jibby Storm will be coming in, Maximus is in, Zam is in as well. We've got Ajax now promoted up into, what, 9th position now out on track. That means, still, Racing Point outscoring Ferrari at this stage in the race. I believe so anyways. I think I'll get that confirmed, but I think Racing Point are outscoring only by a couple of points. I don't think it's going to be enough though. But Way leading the way, Cygate in second, Khan in third, Magnus in fourth. Magnus, by the way, let's just speak about him, because he has somehow got into this race after spinning under that second safety car restart. He's in 4th position. How on earth does he do this week upon week?
Yeah, it's just the raw speed of this guy. He's so fast. I mean, spinning under the second safety car, didn't pit anymore, started from, yeah, what was it? 13, 14?
Oh, there's contact! Black Phoenix is into the back of Magnus! Just literally saying that, Magnus now has got into contact. Black Phoenix was too aggressive, running down in towards turn 12, cuts him short as well. Magnus is really not going to be happy with that. Now Atlas Copo is in fray, and that could mean Ferrari could actually outscore Racing Point. As a result, Black Phoenix continuing on with right side end plate damage. This race is getting very, very messy.
Yeah, it started really good, but it's getting messy. As I said, some drivers a bit too impatient, and yeah, the only one really profiting of this is Khan. I mean, Magnus was right on the back of him, and now he has a gap of 1 second to Ryan B. And Cygate having that many penalties in front of him. Yeah, he's just he's in P2 at the moment if nothing else happens.
He's saying nothing else will happen. Goodness knows what will happen in the final lap and a half of this race. If it's anything to go by, Way leading the way 2.5 seconds. Cygate is closing them down. I'm just monitoring because that rear left looks quite worn to me. Let's just ride on board with him. And that rear left to me looks very worn. Look at the gap. Cygate closing in. 2.2 seconds. Don't think Cygate's going to get him. Khan has just picked up a penalty. Out on track. 3 second time penalty out of turn 12. And that means, well, Cygate's going to be dropping down the field anyways. He will be second, I think, out on track. Ryan might be third if he gets ahead of Magnus by another 1.2 seconds. But onto the final lap we go, and it's Way leading the way. He's been so clean in terms of penalties. Cygate now, though, with no ERS, tries again. But look, he's bombed out down the straight. Now Khan and Ryan. Ryan hunting down Khan, running down the straight. Khan defends the inside line. Not quite. Atlas Copel then is through on Black Phoenix. An easy move there for Atlas Copel, and he's through and he's into 6th position. But now Ryan on the back of Khan. I think that's going to be our main focus on this final lap of the race. Way leads the way. Cygate in second. Khan in third. This race could turn on its head if Way gets a puncture, but I don't think he will. He's managed those tyres really well. Out on track, Ryan on the back of Khan. Half a lap to go, and Way looks on for his first victory, and it could be our 8th different winner this season if he can get through the S section in one piece.
Incredible. 8 different winners in 9 rounds of racing. That's incredible stuff. And that shows that the pace in Division 4 is quite equal as well. I mean, you wouldn't have 8 different race winners if it wasn't that close.
Yeah, Magnus has just picked up a 3 second time, and so I think Ryan's going to get third. Way now, coming around the final corner, comes round through Peraltada, comes across the line, and he will win here in Mexico. Cygate chased him down all the way, but he's got 26 seconds worth of penalties. Khan is in second, Ryan in third. Atlas Copel misses out on a podium by 500ths of a second. Magnus in fifth. That pretty much guarantees, I think, Ferrari now as Constructors champions. Black Phoenix sixth, Namor down to 7th, IX in 8th, Cygate in 9th as contact him across the line there. Jibby Storm now running around the final couple of corners. He was caught up in that incident, now comes around the final corner. Is he going to set the fastest lap of the race as he comes across the line? Doesn't, but he does improve in his personal best. Zam has spun through the final couple of corners as well. It looks as if he's going to drive straight on, and Maximus catching him. I don't know what he's doing.
Don't really know what's going on here, but
Maximus in 12th. Maximus has gone now past Zam. Oh no, Zam's there, and Maximus in 11th. I wonder if that actually Zam was waiting up for Maximus to have a little bit of a battle through the final couple of corners. Pointless, to be honest. But Zam now around the final corner to finish in 11th, and he's slowing down. Maximus, just goes ahead of him. Maximus then he's into 11th, and Zam in 12th. That was a very strange ending to what has been a very crazy race. Zam in 12th. Could have got 11th, man. Come on. Honestly. Driver of the Day awarded by the in-game fans. Way. I couldn't think of anyone else.
Yeah, same. Great racing and taking these tyres, 20, 21 laps, mediums. Great stuff.
Really good stuff, and we see now to the top step of the podium. Way has done it. An 8th different winner here in Division 4 this season. It's becoming more like British touring cars in real life, but a brilliant win for Way, and I'm sure we'll try and get him in for an interview. A really good result as well from Khan and Ryan, finishing in 2nd and 3rd. You've got to feel for Atlas Copel on penalties. No penalties pretty much out on track from him, and he ended up 5300ths of a second off getting that 3rd podium spot. But we'll run through the order then for you now. And it was Way who took the win from 10th on the grid. Really good performance from Way to win. Khan in 2nd, Ryan in 3rd, with Atlas Copel in 4th. Magnus in 5th. Ferrari outscoring Racing Point in the Constructors, I believe. So that means Ferrari are crowned as champions. AlphaTauri then in 6th with Black Phoenix. Namor in 7th with Luke IX in 8th. Cygate in 9th. And then Jibby Storm rounding off the top 10. Maximus in 11th. Zam in 12th. Ray Pepper, Houpier, Clausen and Joro all out of the race in what was a very crazy ending. Way the wins, Khan in 2nd, Ryan in 3rd.
Yeah, great racing from these guys. Cygate was up there, but just too many penalties. If he could keep it clean next season or next couple of races, we can see him up there because he can race.
Oh, Zam saying that. Oh, him in the collision with Maximus and Zam, he lost his brake pedal, apparently, Zam, and that's what caused all of that collision. So I wonder, actually, if that came back to haunt him on the final lap of the race, where obviously Maximus got past him.
Yeah, or he just felt bad and thought, you know what, just let everybody pass and me picking up last. But that is unfortunate, missing your brake pedal.
It really is, out on track, but Way has won. Colin in second and Ryan in third. Shall we try and get them in?
Yeah, I will try to get these guys in here.
Fantastic. I'm going to have a look at Division 5, because Division 5 is still going. Oh, the victory came across the line. If you want the result to be spoiled... Actually, Maze has just gone around the outside of NSR Storm for third. Around the outside through to 12. So Maze is through with no penalties. He's into third position.
Great stuff, great stuff. Always like seeing Maze getting good results.
Yeah, in intermediate conditions as well, which is hellish around the track. Rock City, by the way, won. Robin second, Maze third, Schmidtsky fourth, NSR Storm in fifth, and everyone coming home at long intervals, pretty much like, to be honest, most of the races at the Cheltenham Festival this week. But there we go. Oh, Damon sixth, Pascal seventh. Wacon and Ryan.
Ryan. How could I forget? Sorry, Ryan.
Oh, goodness me. But we are waiting on those guys. While we wait for those guys, of course, we have got more action coming up for you on League Racing TV. TTML F2 on Sunday night. And that is going to be the action. And I believe that's Pepsi Freak and... Remind me, commentary-wise, I think it's TFI Buck who's taking you through the action for that. If not, it'll be Pepsi Freak by himself. Monday, CWC, Division 1 and Division 2, going to be taking you through by Malk and by Evil Dragon. Pepsi Freak, I know, is joining Division 2 as well for that. Then, Tuesday night, you get me again. Fantastic. TTML Division 1. I don't like to boost up my ego at all by saying that, but... On Tuesday night, TTML Division 1 and out on track, that will be Division 1, which I'm really looking forward to, being myself and Luke Etheridge, hopefully going to be taking you through the action. But where there's a will, there's a way. Way has joined us in the party and takes the win. Out on track, 8th different winner of the season. Talk us through how that went. Yeah, what made you go for that strategy, by the way, out on track? Was it just inspired by those safety cars? Yeah, you went for the same, and Langfell it was, of course, your Jeff in the party. He was in the comment section as well, and he said he was Jeffing you. And you had 75% tyre wear right at the end of the race, so it was getting towards puncture territory towards the end. You might need to activate your mic. I've just read in the chat, but we can't hear you. Absolutely pointless, that interview then.
There we go.
There we are. We should be able to hear you now. Can somebody confirm in the chat?
I forgot that.
Oh, I didn't hear you there. Right, hang on.
Okay, let me check again. It should be. Allow your voice to be shared. Oh wait.
Oh yeah, you are. You're coming through now. Goodness me.
Okay.
Yeah,
Good.
I can't hear with this headset on, so that's why.
Makes sense.
But well, yeah, I need my hearing tested. I think that's fair to say. But really good win for you out on track, of course. Wait, talk us through how that went. 8th different winner of the season.
Sorry, can you say that again?
Yeah, I messed up my words there.
Yes.
8th different winner of the season, out on track. You won by a commanding advantage in the end. Talk us through how it went.
Didn't expect it because my expectations were just the top 10, to be honest. Get some good points because I started at 11th place after a disastrous qualifying, to be honest.
Yeah, and obviously you were spoken about there just before we got you to put your mic on. That, of course, your strategy was inspired partly by the safety cars out on track, but partly by Langfell as well within the party.
Yes, I asked him for some advice. Yeah, we came to the conclusion that we go for soft medium, and I was dressed to soft from lap 7 to like around 20. But the safety car went a bit earlier, and then I went for a call with the mediums and stretch it out until the end, and it worked out.
It did work out in the end, and as I say, 8th different winner of the season. Must be good for you going forward, even though I might have used quite a few way puns in the commentary tonight. But a really good result for you. Conti, any questions?
Yeah, really curious about next race. We're going to Brazil. Are you confident there, and what's your prediction for a possible finishing position?
I will say if everything goes right, top 5 at least.
Top 5?
Yes, around that. I will guess. But there's a lot of competitive drivers in this league that could win. Since we had 8 different winners.
Yeah, 8 different winners. I will just say that again. 8 different winners this season. Comes to show the real topsy-turvy season I think we've had here in Division 4 this evening, and indeed this season as well. But go and enjoy your evening. Get a cold one on me. As we now move on to Ryan, who finished in P3 out on track. And Ryan, not like Singapore last week, but still a good result.
Yeah, it's, I wasn't expecting to get a podium, if I'm honest with you. Everyone, same as Britain for me, really. Everyone tripped over themselves, and Turtle and what is it? It's not Turtle. The hare and the rabbit. The hare and the what is it?
The hare and the tortoise, I think you're looking for.
That's what I'm trying to think of.
The hare and the turtle. I've never heard that one before.
Oh god, yeah, my words. Yeah, my brain didn't work there. Yeah.
My brain doesn't
scenario
work half the time, so don't worry.
Oh well, yeah, it's just the same thing seems to be happening with me though. I don't have the outright pace, but I just seem to pick up good results because I just stay out of trouble really.
Yeah, do you think, in terms of consistency so far this season, you were, I think 9th coming into tonight or something like that in the standings?
Yeah.
You have won 2 times this season, and you're in 7th position, I think, coming into tonight, and you still pick up a P3 tonight. What on earth's been going wrong? Why are you not, leading the championship?
I've missed quite a few races because mostly just because of work with COVID. So that's probably the only reason I can think of.
Typical COVID. Always blame COVID. I think that's what we can find out now. Oh, and actually, Karna's joined the party. I've just seen there. We'll come to Karna in just a second. We'll finish the P3 interview at this moment. Conti, any questions?
Yeah, only thing I'm really curious about. Just you were in mid-pack for quite a long time this race. What were you thinking? What was your strategy halfway the race, just after the safety car?
Sorry, was that for me or Khan?
No, for you, Ryan.
Oh, sorry. thought on the second safety car, I actually wanted to go to the mediums. I thought Way had the best idea there, but the safety car didn't stay out the extra lap that I wanted it to, so that's why I ended up staying on the hards. I just thought as long as I can keep maybe close to DRS, I'll pick something up with penalties. That's literally it.
Well, and it paid out in the end.
Yeah, seems to be working for me quite well lately.
One final question for me as well. We go to Brazil next week. How do you think you're going to get on around there?
I think okay. I think it's quite a DRS train kind of track. So if I just do what I usually do and keep out of trouble, I'll be okay.
You might win next week, judging by how much action we're probably going to see around Brazil. But go and enjoy your evening, nonetheless.
Thank you, two guys.
And we'll move on now to Khan. A little bit of a topsy-turvy. He joined late, halfway through Ryan's interview, but we'll move on to Khan, who finished in P2. And Khan, a really good result from you, very consistent out on track. You had the wheel back, that must have helped you a lot.
Yeah, it's really helping to get my confidence back after 10 days not able to play, and then the same morning then getting my wheel back, and then then from going from P6 to P2, it's a really good result.
Very good result from you.
I'm really happy with it.
Yeah, very good result from you out on track. Just talk us through what happened though within the safety cars, because you went on a very similar strategy, I think, to Way.
Which safety car?
Both safety car starts. Or both safety cars even.
I'm trying to think what happened. No, I was actually I want to do the same strategy as Magnus. He wanted to go from soft to hard as well, and then after I think the second safety car, I'm not sure. Then he spun, and then I was like, I could maybe win this race, but then I forgot that Way that could maybe end his race with the medium tire. So I was really hoping that he could maybe get a puncture or something like that, but yeah, it didn't happen. So, but I'm still really happy how everything went through the race.
Yeah, you definitely seem very happy with the results, certainly. Conti, any questions?
Yeah, I got one, and it's quite far ahead, but yeah, we did some practicing together. We raced a couple of races. I think I know you a little bit now, but what are your thoughts about next season? Because I personally think your results are going up and up race by race. So what's your goal next season?
Yeah, it depends on what will happen next season. If I stay in Division 4, then I think I can maybe go for the championship next season. But if I maybe go to Division 3, then yeah, I don't know what I can expect there. But if I stay in Division 4, then I will definitely go for the championship next season. That's really my target.
Yeah, that's a good goal. And just one more question, and then I'm done. You can finish it up then, James. If there's one thing you can improve about yourself on track, what would it be?
I think I'm sometimes lagging a bit with the race pace. I think compared to my qualifying pace, I think I'm lagging a bit with the medium and the hard tires to get the pace on. So that's really a thing where I really need to improve on.
Okay, thank you.
And final question from me, like I said with Ryan and with Way. My mind went blank there, sorry, goodness me. Brazil, next week, how do you think you're going to get on?
I have no idea. I think it's gonna be a similar race like this. It was my first day now that I practiced Mexico, and I didn't really like the track at all. So, but I think Brazil's it's gonna be a good race. I think it's a nice track, and yeah, I'm really looking forward to race there.
Yeah, it's going to be fascinating to see, of course, how it all unfolds. Championship's still alive, of course, but I'll let you go and enjoy your evening.
Yeah, thank you.
Very welcome. And yeah, that is the end of tonight here in TTML Division 4. We've certainly been through the topsy-turvy motions out on track, from Magnus spinning underneath the safety car start to the 3 driver interviews right at the end. We've had it all. Conti, thank you so much for tuning in, for joining me, I should say, in the commentary box. Final thoughts from you. Who's your driver of the day?
Yeah, it really has to be Wei. I mean, he started in 10th, should have started in 11, but yeah, 5 grid penalty penalty from Hoopje. So yeah, it's gonna be him doing 20 laps on the mediums, winning this race in just great fashion. He was the dominant guy today.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think Wade definitely gets the drive of the day vote, certainly from me as well. And where there's a will, there's a way. That's all. That I've repeated that so too many times tonight. Have a shot game of how many times I've actually repeated that tonight out on track. For goodness me, or in stream, certainly. That is the end, though, for TTML Division 4. As I said, TTML F2 on Sundays. The next time will be live on the channel, on League Racing TV. But from myself, and from Conti, and from the 3 guys who joined me for interviews, thank you so much for tuning in. Please stay safe in this crazy world that we all live in. Thank you so much for tuning in, and until next time, goodbye.